Welcome to EVE Online, I'm Major Freak. So, last video I made, I'll link it in the description, was about, investigating a dual rep Incursus. Is it a meta? I don't have the political connections to figure that one out. It seems, in line with other stuff like the Myrmidon and the Hyperion, that do have a bonus to reppers. Now, I don't think this has a bonus to rep. Oh, it does. No. Well, yeah, obviously. Dual rep. I actually hadn't considered that in that context. To me, it's just, it's just like, it's an afterthought, really. My latest one about just a skilling spree. I don't go much into double rep, and why would you against? I've got a rail and just to take care of stuff. So it's nothing even remotely close to what we got here, which is an actual PvP oriented fit. Obviously, it wouldn't last very long. Jesus, you've got 13, maximum 14 if you used a jet can in there. But yeah, that is not going to last you very long in a fight. But most fights in PvP don't last very long, anyways. This is a solo player. Mostly uses Incursus. Latest kill was the Federation Naval Comet. Seems to like that. Now, he's evolved for a couple of years. His fit on this, gone back and forth, but eventually adopted this very recently. And I'm wondering if it was a progression. An epiphany about, oh, well, the Myrmidon does this, and why can't I? And hey, if I've got the Capacitor, why not use the Hardener, right? So that was my thinking in the last video. Was like, oh, this is interesting. And I like that bit. I like that. I was looking at different characters, and I was like, love the Hardener. Other people use Ancillary. Could you fit Ancillary with all this stuff and have the entire combo? That's what I'm interested in. As you can see, it is really tight. So the first thing I'd remove, that's 10% DPS gone. Right there, if you do that. Right there. Right then and there. He's got 2 nano pumps, in which adds armor rep bonus. But the thing is, this is I'm theorycrafting now. I'm in theorycrafting mode here. So 73. I am under the impression if you had the repair time, you get more, right? Let's open that up. And Nanobot Accelerator, right? Did I get that right? Nanobot Accelerator. Yeah, you got that right. So if you ripped out one of these, yeah, you get more, right? And if you ripped out both, put in that, you get a little bit more. And since your capacitor booster, and you've only got a limited time, stretching the time of your rep are gonna work, compared to you need it now. Your booster is running out of ammo pretty soon. You need much rep as possible in that short time. So yeah, we're switching to Nano Accelerator for sure. I mean, why not, right? We got a roll, play the role. So yeah, it's fascinating. Can we shove an Ancillary? Why not? Let's check it out. I don't think so. I think it's probably has more power load to it. But less. Why wouldn't... Never mind. I'm not going to critique the person. I'm just going to theorycraft. So, yeah, it's expensive. And he's got Tech 1 rigs in there. So he's thinking, I'm going to lose it. It's going to be cheap. You add, say... You're not going to last long in a fight if you lose. So, how many used with, how many used? Charges per cycle 1, capacity, whatever. We've got 1 use per, and you've got 8. So you got 8 uses out of it. 8 times 3 is 24. You got 24 seconds. And it'll take you 10 seconds to reload. And then you've got another boost. So you use it during the fight. Once you're down, capacitor, it'll take you, what? 10 seconds reload time. And you can't lower that. I think you can with Abyssal, but why would you bother, right? So you get 1 extra power to play with. That's amazing. Why wouldn't... Yeah, I mean, if you're in a fight, why wouldn't you? Just assuming that, you know, maybe it's because of the cap drain, maybe because you're not stable, but my god, people, you're not going to be stable anyways. So let's define type in browser. So let's, I guarantee it's, it's not like you're going to be able to fit 2 just because you go for the Tech 2, so we're going to ignore that one. But I'm wondering... Wait, let's play around with the cap booster here. You could get more. Would you be able to... See? 32 seconds. 2 cap boosters. Let's go for 3. 29 seconds. Same amount, right? Nope, more. Okay, so we'll definitely go with 200 because it's definitely not working because 150 is just as bad as that. So we'll check out the Tech 2, see if we can shove in the Tech 2 with now an extra bit of power. What do you think? Oh, there's no difference. Okay. How many could we fit? Same amount, right? I'm seeing no difference. Okay, so there's no difference, so we're just gonna ignore that one. I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more, the 200, but not. We'll keep trying on that. So 32 seconds. Could we get the Tech 2, a little bit more capacity, right? And have 150 with that. 30. There we go. See? 35. 30. Okay. So 150, Tech 2, 35 most. And if this is a fit that's not going to freaking last very long, and it's going to take you... Yeah, the fight should be over in 35 seconds. And that'll help you get the most in 35 seconds. That's 3.20. Give me a sec here. I suck at math. I'll use the stupid in-game thing. So 8 times 3.3 equals... So you got 26 seconds, so... And then you don't have that, and it's going to cost you a hell of a lot of cap. You still got 35 seconds, so you could even power it without. You know, you're just gonna have the same amount of cap regardless, so it's not gonna matter a whole hell of a lot, right? why the hell wouldn't you, right? You won't have enough, you won't have a lot. See, that's 104, right? 104 you're going to have initially. Then after almost 30 seconds, you're going to have not. And hopefully you've got this on auto repeat off, right? You've got a 500, and this is adding you, what, a fifth of your, wow, a third of your armor in one shot every 3 seconds. So yeah, definitely auto repeat off. Why wouldn't you, right? And you could be stable if you throttled this every so often. And the cap drain is the same on all of these, I think. Yeah, a little bit. The void's gonna do a number on your cap, but both those are pretty good. No, yeah. You'll literally be stable if you watched it. And first Aerator, 10% more damage is really attractive. 2 accelerators. Yeah, I mean, if you can go at 38 or turn it on and go 118, yeah. That's a lot of DPS. And if you didn't, because now we know that it's possible, I really want to use it, right? So unfit. Okay, so 35, and we're seeing no difference in cap usage, you know? And how much do we got? 77. So would you want just 77 all the time? You know? Actually, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one for a second there. So 77, or a potential, why would you be running that at the same time when you could have Ancillary, which is just going to, you know, it's, now 60 is worse than 77, but the first little bit, you're going to be really strong. So, whoops, and yeah, so you got 8, you probably like put 16. You want to put as little as possible because they're really expensive, but I'd put, you know, I'd put 16. I'd have like 24, you know, on board. It's not going to kill you in the bank. And you just dock up and get more after 3 reloads, right? You'll probably have hull damage anyways. A little bit. Yeah, that's why you got the damage control, right? And it's pretty good for all resist too. I love this thing. All right, so yeah, I'm happy, but I was just wondering. I saw fits, different fits. One fit had the Hardener, but not the Ancillary, and the others had just a multispectral coating and the Ancillary. And I'm like, oh, could you marry both of them? Yeah, and it turns out you can. Let's see if I can fiddle with other stuff, just out of interest. Can I get Enduring? I don't think it's going to matter a whole hell of a lot of difference. Yeah, it's not gonna, and you're gonna have, yeah, it is totally not. Yeah, compact, Enduring, whatever. Well, yeah, well, let's see about other stuff. I don't think... So, Tech 2 booster for sure. Doesn't cost you anything. You gain a power point with that. And I think my skill level for hybrid, this is my oldest character. Rigging. Yeah, that's, yeah, pretty high up there. So, then I've got max weapon upgrades and stuff like that, advanced weapon upgrades, yada yada. Why not? Nothing else there. We'll go enduring, and then yeah, even more. That allows to even more throttle this at, yeah, totally, why not, right? So you've got 0.8, right? And then you've got 0.7. Okay, just 1 point. I don't think it's going to matter in the long run, but hey, you never know, right? Okay, so it's done, and of course we've got our DPS is 118. Kind of damage type. What would you use? Like, they're pretty cheap. I mean, it's not gonna, like, you can put a Tech 2 in for sure, right? So yeah, I mean, why not, right? I would probably go for this has got thermal kinetic, so I'd obviously want to go for, I'd like to think I'd want to go for explosive. I probably wouldn't want to go with acolyte, you know? I Yeah, I definitely wouldn't, because I mean, maybe you'd be up against a shield tanker, and that would probably be an issue, but isn't the... You're using 51... Like, mostly you'll do mostly thermal damage, right? Half and half, okay, and... more kinetic, okay. Would you want EM damage? I'd pick the warrior for sure. Yeah, that would be my gut instinct. It does better DPS if you get the thermal. So if you wanted maximum DPS, you got a Scrambler. You don't have a web. You could definitely do the Hobgoblin. So 165 versus 168. I'll take the warrior, honestly, just to cover that hole. You assuming you're gonna go up against armor tanking Galente interface PvPers, right? So your best bet would be for explosive for that hole. That's what I'm just thinking. Just makes sense, right? Let's get rid of this. Put in way more of that. 35. Okay. Now, it costed a little bit more, but I'm happy with that. Yeah, 164, 208, 131, 161. Typically, let's see his fit. Did he have most ammo in Void? So he had most ammo in Void. So we're going to go with the theory that he's using this most, and I like his fit the most, and he seems to be a Incursus pilot and solo pilot. I'm going to trust that he's knows what the hell he's doing. So yeah, we'll go for the Void, and at 200 DPS, it's pretty damn good, and 100 defensive heal. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you got the power grid. You got that. You couldn't probably play with this at all. What is scoped epsilon? It's low CPU requirements. It's not going to help if I went with enduring. And I like the scoped. And why not? Because you don't need the compact. I don't think they have a enduring. I think it's just compact and scoped, right? Okay, they have an enduring, but I don't. We could try it. I don't think it's going to help at all. And actually, it does. Or, yeah, but what are we trading though? I don't think it's going to matter, but I better check because I'm not up in my PvP a lot, aren't I? Okay, so scoped is 825, and that's just like a tech one. The average range you're going to be engaging people is going to be really freaking close, and you won't have a webber, so you won't have a web. You won't have a lot of leeway. Would you want that extra? Like, it's a lot. It's like, what is it, 0.2, right? I'm gonna say if you're in the face of it and you've got it scrammed down, and you're going pretty fast, so if you've turned off somebody's micro warp drive, they ain't going anywhere. And if you're both afterburners, it's going to be a bit tricky to keep within range, honestly. So that extra kilometer might be really important over the capacitor. That's what I'm going to assuming, but at the same time, I do like the idea of the enduring because we can get away with it. It's not going to cost us anything to switch from, in CPU, to cost switches between. Kind of like this though. Enduring, get that extra. It goes up to point, instead of point something, it's actually a real number. It's pretty cool. So I kind of like that. I do. And in fact, we need all the little bit extra to feather this one. And to keep stable. Why not, right? If you could keep stable, and you would be able to last for quite a long time. You've got... Okay, you got 12 seconds. Times 3. 36 seconds. 36 seconds, and... Sorry, I can't... Blah. So that's... Yeah, say you were able to shove in 36 by probably... You could use a... Volume 4.5, you could use a... small can, right? You can use this. Let's see if my brain has got the right thought here. So 120, that's a small can, divided by 4.5, right? Equals 26. That won't work. Meh. Well, you could have 26 in there, so 26 times 4.5 equals... Yeah, I mean, you could stretch your cargo bay by an extra 17 cubic meters to shove in a few more, right? So you could have 26 in the can. You'd have 26 in the can. And it would only count for 100, right? Divided by 4.5. So you've literally Okay, so assume you've got an extra 3 boosters in that sucker, and you could totally do it. So yeah, you could have quite a bit more. You could 35 plus 3, I'm assuming, extra. So 38. You could have 38 in there. You know, might work. But anyways, whatever. Regardless. So 3, 12, 12 times 12 plus 10. So 10 seconds to reload. So you got 22 seconds times... I suck at math. It's 22 seconds times... I say 12. Divided by 60. Roughly. So you got over 4 minutes of cap stability. Yeah, it's way more than you need. Why the hell not, right? I like it. Would it be proof against nuding? Absolutely, because you get 3 boosts instead of 1, and you wouldn't have to wait an extra 10 seconds. Well, see, the nice thing about the reload is, if you think about it, is, wow, it only takes 10 seconds to reload. The problem is that the boost activation time is 12 seconds, right? So you get 400, yay! And then, oh, I only have to wait 10 seconds till it... No, it has to go through the entire booster cycle of 12, and then it recycles. So, no, you've got it's a big difference in cap booster mentality when you realize, oh, it's not just, 400 and then I just have to reload. No, it's 400 and then you wait 12 seconds for the cycle duration, and then you reload for 10 seconds. So this is actually much better, I think, to defeating anybody who's trying to newt you with say a heavy newt. If it just drains all your newt, I think this is going to be enough to deal with it. Newting module. It's pretty slow, actually. Okay, activation duration 6 seconds. All right, so 6 seconds. So it's going to run 3 times before you can get another belt of cap boosters in there. It's going to drain 45, 150. So yeah, you could potentially be in a lot of... Let's see. So you got a small newt on you. You got 400. So you're going to get in... Let's do the math here, actually. I should be careful here because I suck at math. I need to not make assumptions. So that's 150 per 12 seconds. You get 450. 450 divided by that. Whoops, brain dead. That's... Yeah, it might be wiser to go with 400 because I suck at math. Divided by 36 seconds plus 10. So 46 seconds. So you're getting 9.8. So it's 9.8. So let's say 10 gigajoules. I'm assuming per second? I think that's right. I'm pretty damn sure it's right. So you're getting that. So you get 9.8 gigajoules. So you get, yeah, that's okay. That makes sense because, okay, cool. Yay, I did my math right. All right, so I'm just pushing it like that, but if I use 400 every 12 plus 10 seconds, so 22 seconds, is I'm getting a whopping 18 gigajoules per second. So I'm effectively doubling my gigajoules per second using 400s. So I guess that's why people use 400s, because they can counteract neuting, which is really going to harsh you out if you're using smaller cap, because you're getting more sooner, or sort of more in heals DPS thing. I suck at math. So 18. So that's pretty good, actually. That's damn good. So that's why people use 400s, because it might not be the most cap efficient, and I could stuff in way more and get a lot more cap stability in the long run. But if somebody's pressuring you with neutralizers, it might be like, I'm thinking, like, if you get hit with a large neutralizer, that's what I was thinking. Okay, my thinking was, like, I do fobs all day, and you get hit by a large neuting, you're out like a light, like zero. And if you've got smaller boosts more often, that will help you get a little bit of what you need to get going again. But in this context, we're not dealing with that kind of thing, because you probably not want to deal with anything that big being able to neut you that strongly. So you're probably just going to go GTFO. But other targets will have that you're attracted to and want to take out would probably be using small and medium energy neutralizers. And the medium neutralizer, I think, takes 12 seconds? Yeah, 12 seconds to do it. But it does 150. Sorry. The neutralizer amount, 180. Oh, we better... 55. Oh, I was looking at activation cost. Whoopsie! 55. Okay, so 55. 55 divided by every 6 seconds. You're going to get... Ugh. So yeah, with a 400 capacitor, you're going to be able to counteract one small energy neutralizer on you, and be able to keep the same kind of cap stability you want in the long term that you would have with the 150s, right? This just gives you that extra oomph that won't really work in the long run, but it'll work in the short term against somebody using a small energy neutralizer against you. Yeah, anything more, it's going to be sketchy. But yeah, I mean, that's what you take, right? So yeah, let's definitely go for the 400s and remove. It was a cute. I like the idea of being cute, but yeah, it's a good thing I did my math, because yeah, math is good. I hate it, but math is good. I think the saddles and stuff are really freaking expensive, and you wouldn't want to even go near them. Siesta looks really cheap. I don't know what it would do. Probably nothing. Capacity 12. Duration longer. No thanks. Yeah, whatever. So, oops. Perfect. Okay. Might as well, it's cheaper, right? No reason to go with, why would you go with that when you go with the same kind of thing? You've got 12.75. Wait. 12 seconds. Why wouldn't you go with a Tech 2? Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, because that's important too, because you've still got to wait for that activation time to finish, and that's an extra second. So, and they're not that much more expensive, right? Well, it's $1 million, but still, it is your lifeline, and you want to kind of counter that. Charges. $13 times 12. 156. And you wouldn't really be able to. The reason I was going for lesser cap boosters was to go with that idea of the small can to get a few more boosters. But if you can only get one more using a can, just don't bother going through that. So yeah, that's what my thinking was. That's why I was so attracted to the 150s, or lesser than 400 at least. All right, so it was a nice little. You also got to go do reality checks, right? All right, so there we go. We've got 9.4. We turn that off. 8.8. All right, so we're happy. Okay. Trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at twice the time, but almost 3 times the newting. So you would have a nasty time of it with an active tank. So you'd have to be really careful of, say, like a curse or something. Or, or a pilgrim or a curse. You'd have to be really careful of Amara-based stuff. And especially the Krur, the Ashimu. I'm pretty sure it's Ashimu. Just had a brain fart there. Yeah. I like the fit. It would be great. To me, PvP is plate. PvP is all about plate. And having 100, 104, 105, 8 hit points per second is, to me, I would seriously rather go passive. I'll tell you why. This is my thinking. When I'm trying to tank my haulers and miners, I think if I have a booster, shield booster, it's gonna be a peanuts compared to the amount of buffer I can have. And that's everybody's advice all the time. So why you would go with reppers instead of a plate is playing to the role of the attribute bonus. But at the same time, is it really going to give you, in a short fight, the amount of buffer that you get out of a plate and survive, right? I mean, they could just out-tank. You could just break your tank, and they would need to do less damage than, say, if they needed to go through a plate, right? So, how am I going to best analyze this? We'll go, like, what kind of plate could I put on it? Let's, there we go. Now, let's look at a plate. Now, what if we just plated this thing and just ignored the ship bonus, right? I mean, that's what I want to do with every fight I have. If I was going to go into PvP, it would just be, well, if I'm going against an unarmored target, an easy target, that would be easy to kill, and I go after easy targets, yeah, I go active tank, so I could just rep up and whoop-de-doo, you know, get rid of it and go on to the next target, without having to, you know, dog prepare and all this stuff. And that's always been my attraction with anything active, that I'm going after a target that doesn't expect me, that's an easy kill, that it's a surprise. I'm not into a fair fight. Why would I be? It's military conflicts aren't not about fair fights. But yeah, I mean, if I was going up against something that I considered above, if I was punching above my weight, I would go plate, right? So this is definitely an easy target kind of thing, that you could overpower anything they've got against you and take them out, you know? It just that's the way I think it is, and this is not punching above your weight. So with that caveat, let's see how much plate I can stuff on this sucker. Now, I probably would not need the booster, but I'll keep it regardless. And I would keep that, and I would go with, well, yeah, why not? I'll keep that. It's got the booster. And I'll see how much of a plate I can put on there. And then I'll do the math from there. Like, would it be compared, right? Okay, so we'd go with, I don't want to go in these because they're probably really expensive. Yeah, double the price here, you know? 0.5, 0.8. Probably go with a compact. Probably go with a compact enduring or a compact. I think you don't save anything. Oh, I don't think you go. I don't think you save anything. Oh, you might. Okay, so compact. There we'll go with the compact. And I don't want to go with a compact. So enduring would swap that out for a scoped for sure. Why not, right? And then we put, we've got 1.5, we can put in a, probably, we'll go to multi-spec, because we've got this to cover our weakness. So let's go with, okay, we already put the plate in there, sorry. My bad. Energize, armor resistance coating. Would I go with the layered? Probably. Because you get more bang for your buck, right? Multi-spectrum would give you only... It would give you... 5%. 8%. 8%. And 10%. Okay, at best you get 10%, right? Across the board, 10%. You'd be lucky to get that if it was only shooting Nova explosive at you. You get 10%, or you could go with layered. And that would give you only 10%? Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that because, you know, that looks really good. That's the best I can get if I hope they're going for armor. And I have this to plug my hole, so why wouldn't I go for a guaranteed 10%? So yeah, armor layer coating. I know, right? It's like least understood, least used. And I don't have Trimark, so why not? Because I ripped out this, so that would mean even more. Because layering doesn't have stacking penalties. Yay! Alright, so find type in browser. Destroy, destroy. We go... And they're expensive, by the way. I'm pretty damn sure. Compared to... Maybe he was going... Maybe he used Nanobot... I mean, Auxiliary now because they're cheaper? No, they're more expensive, but lol. Okay. So... Tremor. Tech one. Alright. So yeah, as you see, very nice buffer. 1892. And then if we... let's call this the active ideal. Save that. And then this is the passive ideal. Okay, did I get that right? I wouldn't need the nanite repair paste, but whatever, I'll just keep it on board because yay. Yeah, it looks good. And save. I'll fit Incursus. Alright, so active would give me only 500 and 562 equals. So I have an extra buffer of 1330, and in order to get that much, get for my bang for buck for active tank, it would take me how many seconds to equal that, right? So 215. Okay, same amount. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me because I suck at this. 215 plus 432? No, 332. 332. 332. 342. 342. I so suck. 342. So 342 divided by 342. That would take me 3 cycles of that. It would take me 3.3 equals. Oops. Shit. Give me a second. I'm going to do all over again. 1892 minus 562 equals memory 1 set. Okay, and okay, now let's send. I can dick around with the addition here. So 215. Oops. 215 plus 127 equals 342. Okay, we're gonna set that as that. Okay, so memory 1 divided by memory 2 equals 3.88. And then we times that by 3.3 equals. Alright, it's going to take. Well, that's not bad actually. So it'd take 13 seconds in order to make the active tank equivalent to my passive tank. So if the fight lasted less than 13 seconds and I died, I should have been going with a passive tank. And that's assuming you're punching above your weight, of course. Whoops. And that's probably my wife on the cell phone. I think my fun is, yes, it's all done. My fun is now done. The fun police have showed up. All right, yeah. I like the active tank, but if you're punching above your weight, don't do it. So I like the idea. It just wouldn't work punching above your weight. If you did, go with a passive tank. Yeah, active tanks are great. Just don't try to punch above your weight, or it just won't work, period.